Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. This is part 2 of College is Over, and it's worse than I feared. Actually, doing some more research, I have come across several items, and they know what is going on, and the mainstream media is not telling you. So this is breaking news. I am breaking this news to you. Do you know what breaking news means? It means that I'm breaking the story. I am the first one to introduce this story to the public. If you could, please thumbs up the video. It is critical that you thumbs up the video. My channel is literally being squeezed out of existence. I'm not being dramatic. I'm not being a liar. I'm not telling you falsehoods. My channel is literally dying every single day. My views go down by 10. You don't see the actual views. My views are going down by 10, by 10, by 10. Why? Because people don't watch. They don't click the like button. And I kept telling you, what is the like button? What's the thumbs up button? It means to summon 10 more people. It isn't that you like the video. All it is engagement. And it is the top form of engagement besides actually sharing it. And that's more marketing than engagement. So if everybody clicks the like button, my channel will perk back up. It'll come back to life. Now, I try and do stuff that affects everybody. Black, blue, green, polka dotted, male, female. The stuff that I do affects everyone, even if you're 90 years old. And if you don't believe that college is closing en masse, then there's something wrong with you and you don't see the big picture. I know you just think you just go to work or you're sitting on your porch whittling at your wood thing. Do people still do that? I don't know if they still do that. They whittle with wood and or sew needlepoint and knitting in a rocking chair. Do people still do that? I don't know. Let's get on with it. If you want to donate to the channel, patreon.com/Shakaama, $1. Do you hear me? $1. And guess what? Another YouTuber who is super duper huge gets $1 donations, and he thanks every single one of them for it. Patreon.com/Shakaama. And follow me everywhere on Shakaama. Okay. College is over, part 2. What is the breaking bio line? 50% of colleges will be shut down in 10 years. Quote, the spurt of closures would seem to support Harvard Business School professor Clayton Christensen, recent doubling down, so he's already said it once before, doubling down on his infamous prediction that as many as half of the country's colleges and universities will find themselves bankrupt or shuttered within 10 years. End quote. If you want to go look that up, his name is Clayton Christensen. Don't ask me for a link. Do your own freaking typing. The news refuses to report this, but the news does report the clashes of leftist-leaning students indoctrinated by fully communist-leaning professors, emboldening them to act out, which then promotes other students in other colleges to act out. So it's a domino effect amongst all the colleges and all of the communists. Maybe they have a communist meeting. I don't know. But one acts out, and then you have a whole slew the entire year acting out. all under the President Obama. Everybody forgets that was happening. Everybody forgets that. But the real reason the colleges are closing aren't because of the leftist-leaning students acting out. The real reason the colleges are closing is because the normal students' parents are plucking them out of school. The real reason the colleges are closing is because the male students are targeted by feminist indoctrinated female students, rampantly falsely accusing male students of assault, and they are leaving in droves. The Department of Education, the head of the Department of Education, has to even rewrite Title IX to say you cannot falsely accuse people. You cannot kick somebody out because somebody accused them, don't have a trial, no evidence presented, no evidence collected, and no cross-examination. She had to rewrite Title IX to say, hey, idiots, that is not what you do with somebody. And we're talking very seriously about somebody's future. And we're going to get into something even more sinister later on. So keep listening or watching, whatever you're doing. Are you cleaning your house while you're listening to me? That's good. If I had a new computer, if everybody donated $1, I could have a fantastic video. And you would be sitting there wrapped in awe at the visuals. But now we're just going to do this. The real reason is the feminists are putting out over-the-top fake claims of 1 in 4 female students are being raped on campus, and the normal male and female students are fleeing the colleges like rats from a sinking ship. The real reason the colleges are closing is because companies, big and small, from ma and pa all the way up to big, huge corporations. Do you know that there are tiny business firms, tiny firms? A company is called a firm. A business is called a firm. So don't think it's just a law firm. It's a firm. It just means company. It just means business. Small firms who do billions of dollars, and they're trying to hire people, and are receiving incompetent graduates from these colleges and then refusing to make any more donations to the colleges, and then so the colleges go bankrupt because they're not receiving those annual donations from those companies. And you know, it takes a lot to keep a college open. I know they keep upping the price, but let's also keep in mind that inflation still happens. Of course, it's not happening as much as colleges are upping their price, but inflation has a factor. So if they're not receiving the company donations, they're going under, my friend. So it is not the leftist students who are suffering, technically. It is all the other 99% of students who are saying, screw you guys, I'm out of here. And at the end of the day, when companies get these recent graduates and they have no reading comprehension, no people skills, all feelings, and zero technical skills, they are literally writing off the colleges as a no-go. Don't hire people from that college. Don't donate to that college. And the recent graduates are the ones who have been failed by these colleges that promoted this leftist agenda run amok. So the students are left holding the bag. So now the student has this huge loan, don't have a decent education, even with a degree in hand, does not have a decent education, and can't get hired. 50% of all colleges will be closed by 2030. There will be no need for national policies for forgiving student loans if no one is actually going to college. There will be no need for the government to guarantee student loans for life if almost no one has a degree by 2030, right? Tell me, all of you 40-year-olds right now, in 10 years, how do you think this will affect you in your business when you don't have people with a college degree in your country? In your country. So please spare me. This doesn't affect me. This most definitely affects you. Do you know that movie Idiocracy? Now imagine that being a reality. And I know people make jokes today, but imagine in just 10 years, that will be an actual reality. What did the companies say? They have no reading comprehension. They cannot assess from reading a paragraph of text, of paper, of whatever, of instructions. They cannot actually analyze what they just read. Cannot. For now, it is super obvious which colleges are closing because each day they make an announcement. We will cease scholastic operations as of this month, this week, today. And they all seem to be religious schools that are located away from religious people. So they're not located the Catholic school is not located in the Catholic town surrounded by Catholic people with 15 Catholic churches. And no, it's the Catholic school that's located way out somewhere where they thought it was good to go that they could set up school there. Normally, it was to educate people who were uneducated. Normally, the school is about 100 years old, and they were set up shop there to educate people who were completely uneducated, probably for free. And here is the formula. They're located away from the religious people that allowed non-religious students to enter and hired non-religious professors who were communist leaning. This formula is repeated over and over and over. And please do not take Catholic to mean that only Catholic schools, that they're all closing. All of the schools like that. All of them. All of them. It seems to be religious is a key factor. So communists come to school, indoctrinate a group of students, students act out, normal students flee, barely any new students come in, college goes bankrupt and shuts down. You can be mad or offended all you want, but that is literally happening. It's so bad that colleges are selling off land, vehicles, equipment to try and stay open or try and reopen. And because of their failure, the federal government also doesn't donate money. So all of these protests about you shouldn't be giving tax money to religious schools. There should be a separation of church and state. Ho, ho, ho. But all of the religious people who send their kids to the school, and now the non-religious people, all pay taxes. And a portion of that tax is ostensibly supposed to go to a school. So if you collect taxes from the people and don't give it to a religious private school, you are then basically just fleecing people of tax money without any sort of compensation. And the whole point of taxation is that there is some sort of compensation. The reason we have the vehicle tax, the gas tax, is supposedly that so we can build roads and highways and so forth and so on. If you collected that money, promised that you had to have roads and highways and so on, but did not provide roads and highways and so on, but collected the tax anyway, that's called corruption, my friend. So when these colleges fail, then the federal government or the local government or the state government or whatever, or the city government says, oh, I'm sorry, you failed. You will not be receiving any more tax money from us. Then the school is completely bankrupt. I don't curse, so you can add your own little word in there. Leave a comment below if you know what should be said there. The school will be messed up. It's so bad that the enrollment that was 50,000 students 5 years ago is now looking at an entering freshman class of 300. Sorry, 250. Let's talk about the last nail in the coffin. The free fall exodus of male students from colleges. Male students are targeted by everyone. So we're talking male and female people, professors, administrators are targeting male students. And if you say, well, male students go into STEM colleges, it's not true, because feminists are now targeting STEM colleges all over the place and raising tremendous amounts of funding to pit female students against male students. The final straw is the spike of false accusations of female STEM students against male STEM students specifically, or male STEM students in general, claiming that they drop out because the male STEM students make it impossible to study there. They are even taking out entire departments by false accusations of male professors, their graduate student aides, and undergraduate student researchers. And, as if that wasn't enough, they continue the false accusation and follow the professors, grad students, and undergrad students outside of the college, even after they graduate or if they attend another college. When you lead department, professor, researcher leaves, and the entire research staff leaves too, and you don't have a department. And finally, when the story comes out that the accusation was all false, all made up, to hide the fact that the female STEM student just couldn't hack the speed and the technicality of STEM, your college reputation is ruined. Because now that story is national news. And you kicked out a professor based on no evidence and terminated about 50 other people and shut down one of the few national research departments that incoming students register at your college for. So let's say 10,000 students a year would trying to apply to your school to get a chance to work with that professor. Now all of that is out. All of the however many you would have accepted, let's say you would have accepted 1,000, or maybe one of the colleges had an acceptance rate of 95%. Let's say you accepted 9,500 students to work under that professor. Now you have lost 9,500 times tuition from all of those people. And that is why colleges are closing. And this is why the Harvard business professor, said that 50% of colleges will be closed. It's not due to any straight people. It's not due to any STEM people. P.S. Black colleges don't seem to have this problem. But there was a push to close them nationally, saying there was no longer a need for them. In actuality, there is a stronger need for them today than ever before. Black colleges graduate 90% of black undergraduates, grad students, and PhDs. Successful, educated black men make lifelong connection at black colleges. It is one of the few success stories in the black community. The majority of rich and wealthy black people are educated. The overwhelming majority, something like 60 to 70% of rich and wealthy black people all have college degrees, if not undergrad, then a graduate degree or even a doctorate. The same is not true for white people. However, rich white people can be rich and wealthy in spite of their lack of education. Black people, it seems, are stuck, statistically speaking. According to statistics, it is a higher percentage chance for a black person to be financially successful if they go to a college and, add on to that, attend a black college. Black people are still the majority group that hires black people, not the government and not any other group. So there you go. There's a juxtaposition for you at the very end. Thank you all for watching. Click the like button. It simply means that you watched it and you were engaged. That's all it means. It's not a like button, it's an engagement button. That's all the computer thinks. Engagement. That's all it ever says. Engagement. When you click the thumbs up button, it simply means engagement. So let's have 100% engagement. Thank you all for watching.